I understand that when this video is going out, it is the middle of October, but it's never too late. Am I right? This video is going to be a mix of things. I'm going to be recommending some fall books for you, whether that be ones that I have read or ones that I have heard about. We're gonna break it down into different categories, and then I will decide what I will actually be reading this fall. I can already tell you it's gonna be a lot of classics, a lot of literary fic, a dabbling of some romance, definitely horror, possibly finishing a dark academia book that I started last year and read the first half of in fall and haven't touched it since. So those are the vibes. I hope you're excited. Go ahead and grab yourself a fun drink, maybe grab a notebook and a pen, and get ready to jot down some fall book recommendations. So I picked out a whopping 31 books that we're gonna be talking about. All of these, essentially, I recommend that you read during this fall spooky season. It is broken down. I have some graphic novels, I have a book of poetry, I have weird girl literature, I have a lot of classics. I even have a short story collection, some lit fic. I figured we would start off with two short story collections that I recommend you check out this fall. Starting off strong with this Thomas Ligotti collection. This is Songs of a Dead Dreamer and Grim Scribe. I have read, I think I'm on the fourth short story out of this. They are weird, they are eerie, and strange, I will say. It says that Ligotti is influenced by the strange terrors of Lovecraft and Poe and by the brutal absurdity of Kafka. And I would agree with that. So this is a really fun one. I actually got this in a little library, which I was really excited to find a Penguin classic in a little library. So the second short story collection I recommend is Flowers from the Void by Gianni Washington. This one I had an opportunity to read as an ARC, and oh my god, it's so good. I will 100% be rereading this. I think I want to wait until it gets closer to Halloween. Oh, it's so good. So this is 13 dark tales that are told through the lenses of Black female and queer narrators, among others, which burrow deep into the heart of the Gothic to challenge the conventional nightmare. Flowers from the Void unburies a haunted labyrinth of chilling alternate realities eerily similar to our own. This is a crazy one. It is a whirlwind, and even to this day, I still think about some of these short stories. So I can't wait to revisit them and also to have a physical copy of this short story collection. I don't know if I would classify all of these books as like weird girl literature, but I'll say they are weird and a part of the macabre. So the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. This is a book I almost donated, but Becca Tobar was like, don't you dare. You need to check it out. You need to read it this fall. So that is why it is still in my collection. Gonna be checking it out. So this is another one that we will add to my fall TBR. And if I don't get around to reading it this fall, I think it's gonna be time to donate her. Next up is Cat's Eye by Margaret Atwood. Cat's Eye is the story of Elaine Risley, a controversial painter who returns to Toronto, the city of her youth, for a retrospective of her art. Engulfed by vivid images of the past, she reminisces about a trio of girls who initiated her into the fierce politics of childhood and its secret world of friendship, longing, and betrayal. This one though, this edition that I have is actually annotated to filth. So I actually haven't read a Margaret Atwood since I was in high school when I read The Handmaid's Tale, so I'm pretty excited to pick this one up. Kind of in that same vein of like girl friendships, we have Bunny by Mona Awad. I have actually read this and I'm doing a reread. I don't know if I'm gonna get around to it necessarily in October, but my reread is more of a study and I am annotating my own addition to filth. This book is very well loved. You can't tell on camera, but in person this thing is beat up. I will say I do recommend you read this fall. It has that academia vibe to it. It's weird, it's strange, it's out of pocket, and honestly in the best possible way. So I do recommend this. Just give it a go. And I know the second one, We Love You Bunny, just came out, so that could be a really fun thing to read up after this one. Then I have just a random book of poetry that I'm going to be reading, which is this collection of E.E. Cummings. This is from 1922 to 1938. And this is just one of those things, like I want to read more poetry, so I think I'm just going to keep it on my desk and then pick it up and try to read one every single day in the fall, just to really romanticize the weather, you know? Now we have 3 graphic novels that I'm going to be picking up. We have Grimoire Noir, which is a book that I read last spooky season, and it's one that I'm going to be rereading every single spooky season because it's perfect. So this is Grimoire Noir. I will say, like, I don't know how to properly show you guys how beautiful the art in this book is. I loved this book. It has like air of mystery because we're trying to figure out what's going on, but then it's also just so well written and the story is great. The art is fantastic. So I highly recommend you pick this one up if you maybe have it at your local library or something, but this is the one. And then I have 2 graphic novels. One is Frankenstein and one is Dracula. So I definitely want to do a read of these. Next up, we have 3, I don't know if I would say romance, but they have that dark vibe to them. Starting off strong with Bride by Ali Hazelwood. This is definitely a romance. It's, I think, between vampires and werewolves. I will be reading this one this fall because I'm just so curious as to what goes down. I was there and I was enthralled and I was a part of the wave that hit when Twilight first came out. I was in high school during that time. So yes, vampires and werewolves are still something I obsess over, and I think if I go into this just ready to have a good time, I'll have a good time. Then we have Payback's a Witch, which this is one that Kayla was getting rid of, and she was like, you know, just look through my pile and see if any of these books sound interesting to you, and I decided to pick this one up, give it a go for spooky season. But on the back it says, "The witch is back and ready for revenge with a little help from her friends in the fresh sizzling rom-com by Lana Harper." This seems interesting. I don't know. We'll give this one a go. And then one that has been on my TBR for, I mean, we're going on nearly 3 years, it feels like. Starling House by Alex E. Harrow. This copy, oh my god, it has been through the freaking ringer. I am so sorry to my edition. This is a book that I have been wanting to read forever. I think this is gonna be the year. I really truly do. It's got the gothic, dark, mysterious, eerie vibes to it. I dream sometimes about a house I've never seen. I should be scared, but in the dream, I don't hesitate. In my dream, I'm home. Going off of that same spooky house type of vibe, we have The Haunting of Blackwood House, which is like a spooky ghost haunted house situation. I haven't read a Darcy Coates book yet, and this will be my first. I found this in a little library and I was shocked to see it there. I'm happy it's in my possession now. Kind of in that same ghost hauntedness, but we're gonna be shifting gears to more of the classic literary fic type books. We have Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. This book was our book club pick for September, and so many people loved this one, and I'm so happy. It's one of my favorite classics, but also one of my favorite gothic mystery. I don't want to say ghosts, but maybe like being haunted by the memory of somebody. This is so fantastic, and if you take any book from this list to possibly add to your TBR, please let it be Rebecca, especially if you haven't read it before. I think about it quite often, especially that last image that Daphne paints for us. Wow, wow, wow. Next is a book that I haven't read yet, but again, it's in that same ghost feeling haunted, and it is Beloved by Toni Morrison. This one, our main character in their new home is haunted by the ghost of her baby who died nameless and whose tombstone is engraved with a single word, beloved. Staring unflinchingly into the abyss of slavery, this spellbinding novel transforms history into a story as powerful as Exodus and as intimate as a lullaby. Hello? Oh my gosh. I have not read a book by Toni Morrison yet, and I also have The Bluest Eye and Song of Solomon. I've been toying around with which book I want to start with, and I really truly think Beloved is just the one. Now we're going into the realm of like classic dark academia in that kind of sphere of things. We have The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde, which if you probably have been looking at fall TBRs or fall recommendations, this has most likely been on every list. This is one, believe it or not, that I have not read, and I seriously need to get a hold on that because I know for a fact this is probably going to be like one of my favorite books, and I've said that every single time I talk about this book, but I just haven't dove into it. Let me know in the comments if you have read Picture of Dorian Gray or anything by Oscar Wilde, and if you think it will be something that I will like. The more I am thinking on it, and the many years that have passed where I've tried to pick this book up, I'm like, maybe I don't vibe with it. Like, I don't know. I truly don't know anymore. Ah, yes. The Secret History by Donna Tartt. This is a book that I am 275 pages into, and I read the first half last fall, and I just put a pause on it because I reached part 2 in the story, and I just honestly lost interest, so I soft DNF'd it, and I was like, I'll pick it up at another time. That never came. So here I am, a year later, finally being like, maybe I'll pick this up and read the other half so I can finally say that I've read The Secret History. I don't know if I'm necessarily loving it or hating it. I honestly feel kind of neutral about the whole thing. And I don't know, maybe the ending can be the thing that really makes me like, wow, that was so fantastic. But right now I just kind of feel like, okay. I don't know. Next up are 2 of probably my most anticipated reads of my life. I was putting it off and I was like, well, maybe I'll film like a really crazy reading vlog, or I'll wait until I'm in the perfect time of my life, or I'll wait for the moon to align with the star. Okay. And I finally was like, life is too short, Taylor. Like, life is way, way too short. You better read the books that you really want to now. Those 2 books are Stoner by John Williams and My Brilliant Friend by Elena Ferrante. Both of these are editions that I do not love. I got them both from thrift stores for 25 cents each, so I can't complain. You know what I mean? So Stoner by John Williams is one that I have heard so much about, and that people truly deem this as one of the best books they've ever read. It has emotionally impacted them. It's basically just a story about a man and his life and the things that he loses and the ways that he grows and is changed. That genuinely sounds right up my freaking alley. The New York Times said, Stoner is a perfect novel, so well told and beautifully written, so deeply moving that it takes your breath away. It's about time I read this freaking thing. And then as far as my copy of My Brilliant Friend goes, oh, she is tore to pieces, honestly, and water damage to filth. I hate the HBO thing. I saw this book in a thrift store and I screamed when I saw the spine because I'd been looking for My Brilliant Friend forever, and then my heart dropped when I saw how damaged this book was. I realized in that moment, as I was looking at the other books and I kept drawing back to My Brilliant Friend there, I was like, I can still read it. The book is still readable. I was just imagining myself reading it in these like pristine editions that I would have gotten from Barnes & Noble, which I can't afford the entire series. I was like, or Taylor, you can pay 25 cents to keep a book that isn't actually unreadable and give it new life, give it new purpose, annotate it, love it to death. I mean, keep the thing in circulation. Even if I find another edition after I've read and annotated this one, I can always transfer my annotations and give this to one of my friends. I realized it in that moment. So I ended up picking this up. I understand it is beaten, but I can still read that. I can still read it. It's not missing pages. The spine is intact. The pages are not falling out. So I grabbed it. That is honestly just putting it out there to you watching this video to give books chances. Just because they are well loved, just because they do have a little damage to them, doesn't make them unreadable. And I understand totally 100% some people don't like the well loved book aesthetic. I understand that may not be everybody's cup of tea, but just like think about it. Just like think about it, because there are so many books that are just in thrift stores just sitting there rotting and waiting to be loved. So give secondhand books a chance. Anyway, about the book itself though, I did just read Days of Abandonment by Elena Ferrante, and I really loved her writing style, and I'm excited to pick this one up. I have heard My Brilliant Friend is literally one of the best books ever written, very similar to Stoner in that respect, so I just thought it was time for me to pick it up. We're gonna talk about this pile of my mass paperbacks. Yeah, I'm super excited about this, and also the fact that my TBR is growing as we are going through these recommendations has me a little concerned. I'm gonna be upfront with you. I don't feel good. Your girl's not feeling good. She's not doing well. She's persevering though. So if my energy seems low, or if I'm not describing these books to my best ability, just know that that is why. I apologize from the depths of my heart that I'm just simply doing my best. I'm doing my best. I totally forgot I have 2 more books that I want to recommend you. They are a YA fantasy, so if that's not your thing, that is totally okay. But they are actually my books. Venture Below and Venture Beyond is a YA fantasy series full of action, adventure, lots going on, fugitive princess, a rebellion against an evil queen, etc. I recommend checking these ones out because the 3rd and final book, Venture Alone, will be coming out next spring, if all goes according to plan, and the 2nd edition of Venture Below will be yours very soon. I recommend checking these bad boys out before all of those releases happen. And also, it would just mean a lot if you showed me some support. A little indie author just doing her best in the world. Okay, moving on. We're so close. We are so close, I promise. Starting this off strong with Frankenstein. This is my October book club pick for my members. I am going to be filming a reading vlog all about rereading Frankenstein again, and I am super excited. It's going to be an exclusive video, so if you want to join the book club and get access to some exclusive content, the link will be down below. I also guarantee that this is one of those books that's on everybody's list for fall, because it is one of those classics that is just that good. You know, it is worth the read. It is worth processing and understanding. And I know there is like the new, I think it's Netflix is putting out the movie adaptation of this. I recommend reading it before all of that happens. Next up, we have Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. On the back it says, a harrowing, though absurdly comic, meditation on human feelings of inadequacy, guilt, and isolation. The Metamorphosis has taken its place as one of the most widely read and influential works of the 20th century fiction. It's so good. I listened to this as an audiobook a while ago. I want to say like last fall is when I did that, and I'm excited to have this little edition of it. I think it's super cute. It is not this long. A lot of it is like commentary on the Metamorphosis. Let me show you how long it actually is. The actual story of Metamorphosis is this long. The rest is commentary and I think, yeah, critical essays and stuff. So I got this from a secondhand bookstore for, I want to say like $3 or something. So just go to your used bookstores or Goodwills or thrift stores. Like, I'm begging you at this point. I'm begging you. Our next book is one that is near and dear to my heart. It is The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. This is an edition I've had since high school. My senior year, they actually were getting rid of all of their older editions of these classic books, and this was one of them that I grabbed literally out of a giant crate of other books that they were getting rid of and probably putting in a landfill. So this is a very near and dear book to me, but also this story itself is just, whoo, my god. My god. This book I did just do a reread of not that long ago, and I annotated so much of it. One of my favorite books of all time. I love Sylvia Plath. In my really early 20s, late teens, when I read this for the first time, how it really helped me get through a dark time in my life and push through in all of the ways that I related to the main character in this story, and I will forever be grateful for that. And now being 30 years old and reflecting on it, it'll always be one of those books for me, you know, and I can't wait to read it in a few more years and just see the different lens in which I view this story. So if you haven't read The Bell Jar yet, I highly recommend it. The prose is phenomenal, but it's also very digestible, as in like the story, you can totally track what is happening. So add this one please to your TBR. Next up, we have The Yellow Wallpaper. This is one I had listened to and read before, but when I got this physical copy, I read it again and I did annotate it. There's my annotations. I loved this story. It is a short story, so just like with Metamorphosis, it is not this entire book long. It is actually this long, so it's 20 pages. I got this at the same time I got Metamorphosis from a used bookstore. I love it so much. There are other short stories in this one that I want to check out. I think I just saw the title of the next one is If I Were a Man, which seems pretty freaking sick. Honestly, I think I'm gonna add this to my TBR just to pick up a couple more short stories in it. Oh God, the next book. This one right here. This book right here. Please, I'm begging you. I keep begging you, but I'm begging you again. Please track this book down and read it. It's The Sorrows of Young Werther. If you are somebody who loves yearning and pining and a man who is desperately on his knees in love with somebody, this is the one. Does he do questionable things? Absolutely. But if you want to read from the perspective of a man who is almost maddened by how much he loves this woman, this is the shit you should be reading. A little over 100 pages. It's that much, okay? The rest is other writings, but oh my God. Oh my God. Trevor!
I thought that would, that looked very nice.
It lights up?
Mm-hmm. You gotta pull the little thing out.
Oh my God. This is the sickest thing to ever exist.
It had books, it had cat, it had raven, it had skull. What more could you want?
Nothing. I don't want anything else. This is insane. Thank you, Trevor. He knew I was having a bad time, and so he got me cute decor. It has my favorite things in one thing. Okay, well, it's gonna sit right there the whole rest of this video now. Like I was saying, you have to read The Sorrows of Young Werther. This is one, has to be added on everybody's TBR. I don't even care. Next up is one that I will be adding to my own TBR. I have been honestly putting this one off for spooky season. Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. Emily Bronte's only novel, Wuthering Heights, remains one of literature's most disturbing explorations into the dark side of romantic passion. Okay. Heathcliff and Cathy believe they're destined to love each other forever, but when cruelty and snobbery separate them, their untamed emotions literally consume them. Okay. Set amid the wild and stormy Yorkshire moors, Wuthering Heights, an unpolished and devastating epic of childhood playmates who grow into soulmates, is widely regarded to be the most original tale of thwarted desire and heartbreak in the English language. Well, damn. If it's written anything like the back of the book, that's gonna be fantastic. I don't think I've ever truly known what Wuthering Heights was about. I'm honestly thinking like late October, early November vibes is for this one. Next up is Jane Eyre, which I am 115 pages into. I honestly think I have to restart this book because I simply don't remember what happened. I don't remember anymore. Charlotte Bronte's impassioned novel is the love story of Jane Eyre, a plain yet spirited governess, and her employer, the arrogant, brooding Mr. Rochester. Will I get around to this year? Honestly, I don't think so. I think I'm gonna prioritize Wuthering Heights and a few other classics I have on this list that I know are probably gonna take me a little bit more time. So maybe in the winter, question mark, I will pick this one up. Let me know if that's a mistake. I'm not reading all of them, okay? Nobody freak out. But I just, and I mean just, like today and yesterday, picked up all of these versions of Shakespeare's plays. Thinking though, I'm gonna read Macbeth, Romeo and Juliet maybe? I don't know, I'm kind of thinking Macbeth though. I read this one when I was in high school, like with my class, but I don't remember what the frick happened in it, you know? So I'm excited. I'm excited about that for sure. We're on our last two, guys. The last two, nobody. I hope I better not have lost you yet. Hold on. This is one I did try to read last spooky season via like audiobook, but I couldn't get into it. And that is Henry James's Turn of the Screw. This one I'm pretty sure is about two children who are either being haunted or are possessed, question mark? I don't really know. But the story is only this much of this specific collection that I have. I don't think it'll take me that long to read necessarily, knock on wood, but we'll have to see. Last but certainly not least is a book I think I will start reading in like the end of November potentially. Based off the length, I think it's gonna take me like through winter to read and possibly into spring, which I'm thinking will be a good time period to read this book. Let me know if I'm wrong about that in the comments. But that book is none other than Les Mis by Victor Hugo. Hello? I'm insane. But also, Oh my god, this is how, okay, yeah, 1,500 pages in mass paperback. It's honestly comical, this edition. I do want to pick this one up. Only seen the movie. I haven't actually seen the musical. I haven't read the book. I figured, you know, let's give it a whirl. Why freaking not? That makes my fall TBR 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 books long. But these are books that I'm going to be reading or attempting to read and pick up from now until like beginning of December, honestly. I think the really spooky, mysterious, like the werewolf one, the witch one, the horror anthologies and stuff, like those are going to be for October and November. Maybe in the wintertime I'll keep reading these because there's no way I'm finishing Les Mis this year. There's just no physical way that that's happening. Shout out to this thing. Oh my gosh. I wonder if it'll fit on my... Oh my god, it's perfect. Trevor, it fits perfectly. Those are all the books that I recommend that you check out this fall. And those are all the books that I am hopefully going to be reading this fall. There is still time to go ahead and join the book club and read Frankenstein with us. We are gonna have a live discussion at the end of October. So if you wanna be there for it, be sure to click that link down below and become a member. There is a lot of exciting videos coming to this channel, so be sure to hit subscribe and turn on post notifications so you get notified. Make sure to give this video a like if you liked it. Don't forget to comment down below a book emoji so I know you stuck around this long in the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you somewhere else on the internet, friend. Bye!
Mm-hmm.